Very good. All right, cool.
Hey, all right. I hope everyone's had a great evening today. I'm George.
And I'm Rishab. We're asking you to choose us as your next vice presidents. As both juniors and current EC members, we're running for the vice presidency because we feel that our collective experiences will allow us to make a uniquely significant impact in the Will Rice community.
Rishab is currently Will Rice's facilities director, and through this role, he has worked very closely with H&D and the parking office on a variety of matters, and headed the dorms, commons, and entertainment committees, which all keep Will Rice in tip-top shape, especially when it comes to the villainous new dorm door. I think we can all agree that he's done a great job. In addition to his roles on EC, Rishab has contributed to Will Rice in both brains and brawn, as an academic fellow and pit crew captain.
And while you probably best know George for his extremely tactful pirate jokes, he also brings extensive experience to the role of vice president. As one of last year's OE coordinators, George worked closely with multiple offices across campus, such as the Dean of Undergraduates and H&D, to welcome our new students and oversee housing and finances appropriately. As an active member of Will Rice, George is also one of the current secretaries and fellow.
While our experiences will undoubtedly shape our time as vice presidents, we're more excited to create a fresh vision, driven by the collective ambitions of all Will Rice community members. Throughout the past year, we have had conversations with both members of Diet and students across the Will Rice community to learn about how the Will Rice government can best serve each individual student.
As VPs, one of our first and biggest responsibilities is running the housing and parking jacks. We know this can be a stressful process. If elected, we will immediately begin working with Rahul and Maya this week to hold eligibility jacks by the end of the month, so those going off campus can have a head start at securing off-campus housing. We are already in conversation with the webmasters about digitizing all floor plans for use in jacks, so that students can plan which rooms to jack for, as well as see live demand for each room prior to the jack.
We want to also do a better job of supporting our OC students. We'll work with Charles and next year's OC's rep to establish a database of properties that have been leased by Will Ricers so that they can be passed down each year efficiently. Parking has also become a very complicated matter, as you've seen from the construction of UC Rich. The way things are looking right now, Will Rice is essentially the only college that is landlocked. To find resolutions to this, we'll proactively work with Mike Morgan, who is the parking manager, to secure more spots in desired locations, such as a Cambridge garage at a discounted rate, as well as improve moving in this year.
The vice presidents oversee a $2,000 fund matched by H&D, totaling $4,000 that can be used for larger improvements. We have thought of ideas to use this fund, such as renovating the interior of the Commons kitchen and purchasing a new fridge, as well as updating game room equipment. Last semester, I conveyed student concerns and frustrations about laundry to Diana and Beth from H&D, and was able to secure a written commitment to replace all machines this upcoming summer. George and I will make sure to follow through with such projects, as well as scheduled renovations on old dorms, so that they don't fall through the cracks.
Over the past 2 years, the EC has worked on increasing awareness of the Diet Fund to support student-led initiatives. However, the Diet Fund still remains underutilized, with less than 20% of the $3,000 Diet Fund being spent so far this year. We want to empower students to pitch their own events and purchases by hosting monthly office hours with all the directors to help students create Diet proposals. We analyzed the budget this year and found that 30% of the 50 Will Rice C Fund accounts have not been utilized at all this year. I don't think it's because the majority of us are stingy. We'll work with the treasurers to analyze the spending patterns of the last 3 years so that we can allocate our $45,000 budget across the different accounts more effectively and efficiently.
As vice presidents, we would also be in charge of the Activities Council, which includes all the directors and their committees. After talking to members from various committees, we realized that given the lack of an internal committee head, the directors have to closely manage each committee. We plan on introducing a bylaw that will allow committees to name their own committee chair, who will be accountable for each committee. We also plan on expanding outreach for committee recruitment so that committees are more representative of the entire Will Rice community by working with OB advisors to nominate new students for committees.
These are just some of the ideas we have come up with after listening to several members of the Will Rice community. We welcome any student to reach out to us with suggestions or new initiatives that we can help support. In addition, we want to emphasize our goal of continue to expand our visibility and approachability, as it ensures that we continuously interact with and listen to our fellow Will Risers, not only as a general EC, but as vice presidents as well. All in all, it has been an honor and insanely fun for both of us to be members of the Warless community the past 3 years. And we hope that you will vote for George and Rishab as your next vice president. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Okay. Any questions?
One question from the forum. What would you say is the biggest thing you will do differently from past vice presidents?
So we talked about it in the speech. So 2 years ago in 2018, the Diet got rid of the committee head title for committee members, as everyone was a committee head. So now everyone's a committee member. But what happens with the growing size of committees, we want there to be more accountability, but also increased autonomy within the committees, so that directors don't have to micromanage each committee. So we want each committee structure to be changed so that they have an internal committee head, along with members that report to the directors, so they can be independent without having the directors directly working with them. And I feel this would, we feel this would create a lot more independence, but also accountability in how committees are run in Low Rise.
So you talked about the possibility of getting Low Rise new preferential parking spots. Do we have that promise in writing?
Well, like we said, we want to talk with the parking manager. There's currently a lot of different things that are going on with the new SID construction, as well as OEC and the move and stuff that's happening there. We would like for them to, give us more parking spots in Cambridge for a discounted rate. We think that's obviously a really good alternative, but we're still in talking with them. There's nothing like in writing yet, but we would like for there to be something in writing soon. Yes.
And to add on to that, last year the parking jacks happened without the knowledge that SID would be taking away all our parking spots. So in September or August, people were kind of thrown off guard when they learned that there'd be no parking, and we had to kind of scramble and compete with all the other colleges in the South lot for new parking. So we want to be more proactive about it, so we would contact Mike Morgan, the parking manager, up front, and really negotiate this, because Will Rise has had to compromise its parking, so we believe it's fair that we have preferential parking in Cambridge Garage.
Any other questions?
Tell us a joke.
Unfortunately, I do not have any jokes in my capacity. I've used all of them for Show Me Timber Tuesday, so I have no more in my capacity. But if I come up with something good.
If there are no more